45 unanswered points last week for Baylor, let alone 48 total points in the game, is unheard of for an OU defense. This week, it's all about picking up the pieces and ensuring their dignity is restored to the Sooner form. After 2 straight losses, OU needed a win, and badly, and they got one here tonight at Lloyd Noble Center with an 81-36 victory over Texas Tech.
Something that will come as a surprise to some Oklahomans is that if the bill is passed into law, it will make texting driving a primary offense instead of a secondary offense as highlighted in a previous version of the bill.
With his second 200-yard game last week, Perine has made it clear to not only his team, but the entire nation that the freshman phenom is here to stay. With the first bye week under their belt, the Sooners defense sets their sights on TCU this week. The Horned Frogs, traditionally known for their defense, have shown that they are just as dangerous on the offensive side of the ball. Hi guys, I'm here with former OU football player Brandon Kitchens. Brandon's here enjoying the game. He's our fan of the game. Brandon, how do you like it so far? It was a rocky start here in Knoxville for the Sooners, that's for sure, but they end as winners, 31-24 in double overtime, thanks to what is now being dubbed by Mason Prince the Rocky Stop, the interception in double overtime that ended the game. Zach Sanchez had a great game. The defense made stops when they needed to, didn't allow a touchdown or a point in the second half besides overtime. Baker Mayfield ran for his life all night long. His offensive line didn't give him much help, but he found Sterling Shepard in the back of the end zone that tied the game in the fourth quarter and sent it to overtime. In overtime, it was Baker Mayfield from 1 yard out on fourth down to tie the game at 24. Then in the second overtime, Sterling Shepard from 18 yards out scampers in to take the lead, and that's where it would stay, 31-24 the final. After national championships, Big 12 championships, and yes, even that Sugar Bowl win against Alabama 2 years ago, Bob Stoops thinks this is one of the most special.
Some things, it's one of the more special wins, maybe my favorite of all of them. Little Sooner magic came back out. It reminded me of maybe like we were back at A&M back in 2000 where we made some plays to win the game that, you feel pretty fortunate and blessed to make, and I felt that way tonight.
From Knoxville, Tennessee, Mason Prince, Game Day U.
He has for a guy that's that big and powerful, he has such a unique ability to slide and and to skip out of into holes and out of holes and out of tackles and then to absorb the hits that he does as well and give out the hits that he does. He just as you've seen over and over with him, he's a pretty special running back, and that was a big night for him.
Last year was Samaje Perine's coming out party in Morgantown. 242 yards and 4 touchdowns helped the Sooners get the win. This year, it's a Mountaineer defense that leads the Big 12 in turnovers. An experienced defense led by an NFL-caliber secondary should be the toughest test yet for the OU offense.
They're veterans. They've been there for a while. They're probably the best secondary we'll see for a while, but they're good players. Joseph lays the wood, and then one of Ty Darlington's high school buddies is number 9. He plays safety for him too, so it'll be good to go out there and get a good matchup for our receivers.
Yeah, for sure. And they're a group that likes to play a lot of man coverage. And if you're a receiver and you don't like to play against guys that go man up on you, you don't need to be a receiver.
They have some guys returning this year, which brings experience with them, and seeing that we have some younger guys on the offensive line. But I think with the experience that they have, it'll be an advantage and something that we need to take into perspective and consider it. So.
Yeah, no, they'll be the best defense we've seen up to this point. And the biggest thing that sticks out about these guys, just from keeping up with them, over the years is, 3-4 years, it's all the same names. These guys have been playing. They've got 7 starters back, but that doesn't really even tell the whole story. A lot of these guys have been starters for 3 and 4 years, and they're one of the more experienced defenses in the country, and that shows. They're very active on the back end. They've obviously created a lot of turnovers, made a lot of big plays.
Mason Prince, Game Day U.
Pass is complete to Sterling.